Hey guys, welcome to the third installment of my series called Surface to Substance, where conversations that start off on the surface end up on the substance and back to the surface eventually. Today, we have a very special guest, very suggested guest, and when it comes to him, he is very deep and very insightful, which is why he is my first male guest, and he was suggested to be my first guest. We got Rich, man. How you feeling today, brother?
Hey man, what's good, YouTube? Feeling great, feeling honored to be suggested by some people, and you know, I'm ready to have a good and honest discussion with a fellow black man. Shout out you for bringing me on,
Of
and
course,
I'm
of
ready.
course, of course. So, Rich, at your wedding, you're in your. What would your wedding colors be, actually?
My wedding colors.
Mm,
Um, I'm a very I'm a very earth tone slash monochrome type of person,
mm,
so I would have it probably blue and green, not
mm.
blue and green, brown and green.
Not a green.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
so you're in your brown and green suit, and the DJ's like, we got five artists that could come perform, unlimited budget. Who's coming to your wedding, and what song are they singing?
Okay. First artist. Ooh, first artist has to be PND.
Mm,
That's my favorite artist ever. The song, "Peace of Mind," just because whenever I'm in a happy relationship, that's the song that always
mm,
plays in my mind.
mm,
Second one, Kanye.
mm.
Um, Greatest hip hop artist of all time, in my opinion, and he's a Gemini just like me, and I see myself in him.
The good
The
Saturday.
more interesting part,
Yeah.
yeah, the more interesting part, not the other parts.
Mm,
Number three, Donell Jones, one of my favorite artists ever as well. My favorite artist from that '90s R&B era. Um, for the Kanye song, because I forgot to mention the Kanye song, it'll probably be "Life of the Party," and then for the Donell Jones song, it'll probably "Have You Seen Her."
I love that song. That's a great song.
Yeah, it's a amazing song. Fourth artist, Rema, because
Mm,
I feel like he is the face of Afrobeats for our generation.
mm,
The song, D&D, just to get everybody turned.
mm.
And then the fifth and final song, oh, that's the final song. The fifth and final artist, hmm, I would say, I would say Drake, of
Mm,
course. You know, Drake is Drake, one of the greatest artists of all time. The song, this is probably my favorite song by him. Hot take, but it's gonna be raining in Houston.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good artist. So with the Rema take that you said he's the face of this Afrobeats generation, who did he snatch the chain? Did he snatch the chain or was the chain given to him? And who did he take?
The chain was given to him. I feel like he's very highly respected
Mm-hmm,
by his peers and his elders
mm-hmm,
in the Afrobeats category. So I didn't think he had to take the chain away. That would signify that someone else had the chain in our generation. But no one really had the chain. Like it was really the old heads that was really keeping Afrobeats afloat. And then Rema, I feel like Rema came and revived it, or at least really like
mm-hmm,
showed out
mm-hmm,
in the respective category.
mm-hmm. So as we get to the substance of the show,
Mm.
for men, there's always something that really every man goes to something, and there's something that eventually builds them that makes them to the man they are today. Obviously, we don't have to get too personal, but how did you overcome the events that turned you into a man, that made you grow up maybe before 18 when you are technically a man? And how did you face those, and how have you learned from those to this day?
Um, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life that has really caused me to grow up and age faster. Like you said, turning me to a man. And I always go through this one memo, when you're down, the only way is up. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing that keeps me going. This is the drive to keep going. Because if you stop going, like, how are you gonna achieve your goals? Like you can't reach the top without climbing. Like Young Thug says, nigga, horses don't stop, they keep
They keep
going.
going, yeah,
Yeah, so why would I stop? I have to keep
100%.
going. I
Yeah,
have to
you're
I have
right.
to see the end of that tunnel. That's what really keeps me sane. It's really just the drive to, push myself, make myself better, make my life better, make my family's life better.
So has it
Yeah.
always been like that for you? Have you always been go getter rich, or has it been like a slow grind for you personally?
It's been a slow burn. But it was really on the same pace until I turned like 15. Like I was really I didn't really have that mindset I really had. Like I was just cruising through life. Like, of course, I had like I wanted to be good at certain things, like especially like sports, music,
Mhm.
because I used to be heavily involved in both when I was younger until I went to college. But other than that, like in the grand schemes of things, I was really just cruising through life.
Mhm.
You know, some things happened, and I realized I looked in the mirror. I said, I have to,
Mhm.
I have to really like change my ways. I have to boss up. I have to
Mhm.
um make sure this is good, making sure I'm good.
Mhm.
I have, I have to like change my mentality. Like I have to really switch the flow.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't even call it a slow burn because how fast my
Yeah.
mentality had to change.
Mhm.
I would just call it just like a moment of it's like a crazy moment,
Yeah.
basically.
So when it comes to you realizing that at 15 and really holding yourself accountable, I'm sure maybe there's people around you that also like held you accountable. Why do some
Yeah.
men maybe wait, maybe realize too late that, damn, maybe I am not the man I think I am, but I'm just a bit below that. So why do you think some men realize too late? Do you think it's them not holding themselves accountable, or is it the people around them maybe not holding them accountable?
It's really factors in both, but it comes down to one pivotal thing, and I think it's pride. A
Mm-hmm.
man's pride is their treasure. That's their golden goose.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot a man does not consider himself a man if he does not have pride, because you
Mm-hmm.
do need to have pride to really like navigate your way through the society as a man. So with that being said, if you're a man, you're going through some stuff, your pride will make you say to yourself, no, I'm not going to anything. It's just a phase.
Mm-hmm.
It's a phase. It's gonna blow out. Like, and it's very detrimental because it really like delays somebody from self growth and
Mm-hmm.
self awareness, which I think personally are the two manliest things you can have, because you know improving yourself and making yourself better can also lead to making
Mm-hmm.
people around you better. And that's the whole thing of like taking care of your family and all that stuff. Like that's what masculinity is, taking care of your folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So would you say, man, I guess you personally, and maybe I'll answer this question myself.
yeah.
Did you recognize your flaws earlier growing up, or did you realize them later when you became like a man? And how did you
Uh,
realize and how did you work on them?
I was always self aware.
Hmm.
My problem was I just didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Like I
Hmm.
just sat on my ass and just you know expected it to be handed it to me, or just gave up when it got too hard to
Hmm.
do. And I feel like I really didn't act upon those things. Like I'll probably do some minor changes.
Hmm.
I'll probably tweak a little bit, like I said, like my appearance, or just like how I operate.
Hmm.
I feel like I didn't really start making major changes until like 2 years, or like a year and a half ago,
Hmm.
really. And I really contribute those changes to, and it might sound corny, I contribute those changes just to like self reflection in the gym.
Yeah.
Like people might think at the gym as just like as some macho man thing. Like people will
Hmm.
go there because of their heartbroken, or they just want to look good for ladies. But going to the gym is really kind of like a spiritual journey, like because it
Hmm.
really teaches you discipline, really teaches you to love yourself, and just really teaches you to like go through a process and be patient,
Hmm.
because gym progress in itself, it requires time.
It's a
And
slow
you need to
burn.
have patience. Yeah, it's a slow burn.
Hmm.
So I feel like going through that really helped me change my ways and really look in the mirror and say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that.
So when it comes to being self-aware, you said you're self-aware from a young age. Does being
Yeah.
self-aware mean anything without action? Or so how do you, when you are self-aware, how did you incorporate actually pushing for it and actually working towards it?
Just just trying to motivate myself,
Hmm.
you know? I kept telling myself, how are you going to obtain this if you don't try to work for it? Or
Hmm.
like not even just work for it, at least
Hmm.
try, at least make an
Yeah.
effort.
Hmm.
You don't know if you're not gonna be able to do something unless you try it.
Hmm.
You know? You can't blame the ball not going to the hoop. You don't
Hmm.
fucking hit the ball. So that's what really like just that's how I really just kept myself going and try to like kept myself, I guess, interested in just making the improvements that I needed to make. And
Hmm.
even now, I'm still like, still trying to make, I'm still in the process of trying to make the improvements, but I'm glad to see that I've made progress in some stuff.
So, and when it comes to dating with the self awareness and
Hmm.
everything, what are some things that maybe you have learned in dating that most men, what is your approach for dating that most men can maybe learn from you personally?
Um, I seen a video about this actually the other day, and I resonated with it. But I think first you men need to date their type.
Hmm.
They need to date.
I
They
reposted that
need,
tweet,
they,
yes.
they need to date. They need to date women that they know they will like
Hmm.
instead of trying to experiment.
Hmm.
Like when I was like my first girlfriend in college, that was an example of like just dating to date because y'all did stuff,
Hmm.
and it was stupid. Like all respect to her, but
Hmm.
the relationship didn't turn out well. I have two instances of it.
Hmm.
People who know,
Hmm.
but I feel like once you like you date your type, you wouldn't have the troubles of trying to like really navigate your
Hmm.
relationship. The only troubles you would have is just trying to build something. But trying to navigate through liking her for real, you know, that's something you shouldn't be doing in a relationship. Like you should really like the girl before you really, you commit yourself to her because commitment is a big thing. It's a lot of sacrifices, a lot of time. So, you're spending a lot of time together, like you're sharing a lot of things. Like you need to do that with somebody that you actually, enjoy being around.
So, what are some red flags that most men have ignored that maybe you have ignored while you're experiencing dating?
Um, a lot of men don't really know. Actually, no, they do know. They just don't like they don't like to like really like talk about it. They don't
Mhm.
really know like how evil they are for real. Like, because niggas can be evil. Like, I guess it's the same for both sides,
Hmm.
but at least on the women's side, from what I've seen, they know they're evil, right? It's like a nigga will do some shit, like he'll do some evil shit, and he's doing some evil shit, and he will only regret it once like the girl is like really done with him. Like he's
Yeah.
gonna be like, once the girl's really done with him, he start begging and all that stuff, like women, because niggas really do shit on impulse. Like they have some deep thoughts in their mind, and like when they can't control anymore, you just release it. You
Yeah.
know. So that's why I say like they know they're evil. They just don't really like talk about it because a lot of niggas that do evil shit like they do it off of impulse. They don't even have no emotion to it. Like
Mm.
they just do this shit like it's like muscle memory. So I feel like once a lot of niggas realize that, they can really like start like looking within. Like, okay, why do I do this? Why do I do that? You know.
Do you are you someone that warns in dating? Do you warn women? Do you like tell them about the red flags, or do you just kind of let them like expose themselves early on?
Um, Before I dated women, I really like my approach, I guess after my second girlfriend in college, like dating women or even talking to them is just, quote unquote a background check. I need to know everything about them. Not
Hmm.
everything, like because I know I'll get deep into that once we're in a relationship, but I need to know what I'm getting into. So if there's any red flags occurred or any red flags that occur or that are present that while we're talking or in a relationship, I already know they had it because I need to know the women before I talk to them. Now, if the red flag is too much, that's why I say you need to know your type because if you know the red flags and you know that's not something you'll do with, don't go ahead and deal with it. Don't try to look over it. So yeah, if I notice some shit and I guess we're in the process and I know that I'm not gonna be able to handle it, I did it. You know, that's when the whole knowing yourself comes in, all that thing.
Oh, so when it comes to you,
Mhm.
do you stay in situations that are bad for how long does it take for you to realize like, oh, maybe this person isn't for me? And how long does it take for you to maybe vanish from said situation?
Well, I haven't been in a situation like that since my sophomore year, since I was 19. If I guess anybody's removed from the situation, it'll be the person because it'll probably be my fault. low key.
Hmm.
Like I said, you gotta know yourself.
You a problem?
Uh,
You a
yeah,
problem, D?
shit, probably. And I know that, and I'm working on it.
We working on
But in the case of like, I guess the situation when I was 19, um, it really took a long time because I don't know. I think low when you don't know yourself for real,
it.
it's
Hmm.
like having low self esteem. Like
Hmm.
you don't know who you really want, so
Yeah.
you can see that's bad for you.
Hmm.
But since you don't really know if it's really bad for you, like
Yeah.
you just don't want to accept it.
Hmm.
You just hold on to it for dear life,
Hmm.
and it's unhealthy. So I did that. Um, it took a while, but of course, I ended up getting out of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But I stayed the whole time, even though I
Mhm.
knew it was bad for me because I just didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah. So, when it comes to you improving and maybe realizing you're the problem, what are some red flags that you've noticed about yourself that you tried to more so improve on for yourself and for your next partner?
Hmm. This really like honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about like real deep
Real
honesty.
deal
Like
honest. Yeah.
really tell them what your intention is, what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and why you can't do certain stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if they accept you and they agree to work upon it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's a blessing. That's why really want to work on just really setting, just really telling them like what's going on, like when it's going on, instead of hiding it and trying to wait last minute to talk about it when it's too late.
So with that, how do you tie that into learning about yourself? What is something that you've learned about yourself over the last, I guess, few months, whether it's dating, whether it's just your life, what have you learned about yourself personally recently?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Then I'm looking not a good person,
Oh Lord.
but I it hurts even more because I thought I was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't even want to say this. Like I wouldn't say I'm a terrible person,
Yeah.
right? Like that's I'll be going too far. But
Mm-hmm.
I know I have some traits that somebody should not have,
Yeah.
and after really realizing that, like I really like took it upon myself to like first take a break from dating
Mm-hmm.
and really try to work on those things,
Mm-hmm.
just so when I start dating again, those issues won't come up again because those are the type of issues that like that make someone leave you, that make people leave me
Mm-hmm.
per se. Hmm.
So when you were the issue, or I guess you are still, I guess, but when you were, did you believe you were in the right the whole time, and when did you realize maybe I am in the wrong?
Oh no, I knew I was in the wrong. I knew I was in the wrong, but I tried to hide it from myself.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to just brush it off, like not it was nothing, but I just try to put it at the back of my mind,
Mm-hmm.
which is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the only one. It's the only way you can cope for real when
It
you're
is the only way you could, yeah.
when you're doing like bad stuff.
To close it out on the last more serious subject, do you think the male lonely epidemic is real? And for the men who are out there that are maybe lonely or feel like they don't have anybody to talk to, how could they go about it for your measure?
Well, first, I don't think it's real.
Yeah, same.
It's not real.
That's what somebody to talk
Um, yeah, I think
to.
I think if you're lonely per se, you either haven't put yourself out there
Mhm.
or you're low key weird,
Mhm.
but you can improve on that.
Mhm.
And I think 90% is the latter or the
Yeah.
former. Like you just haven't put yourself out there. There's somebody for everybody,
Mhm.
no matter what. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Not everybody's eyes is the same. We don't
Mhm.
even have the same eye color.
Mhm.
So I feel like you push yourself out there, you find somebody, no matter what. Like it's literally there's 7 billion people in the world. You
Mhm.
can't find somebody. You
That one P? Like, come on, man.
know what I'm saying? Not one person, bro.
Mhm.
Come on, bro. Like everybody has somebody. Like even if it's a friend,
Mhm.
people are gonna have people that will suit your interest. That will,
Mhm.
befriend you, that'll be willing to go out with you, that'll be willing to hang out with you. There's gonna be somebody for somebody. There's gonna be a group for everybody. That's what's so special about this world. And I feel like, I guess if you're lonely and you can't find that, you're just not trying hard enough to really put yourself out there to really communicate. Like socializing is a beautiful thing. A lot of people need to partake in it. Yeah.
All right, to close it out, we go. Obviously, that was the substance. Now we're going back on land to the surface. So,
Yeah. I can breathe again.
yeah, give me your top 5 favorite desserts.
I don't even eat dessert.
Give me
I
your
mean,
top
I'll be
five
so
foods. Favorite foods.
okay. Favorite foods. Okay. One, mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese. Two, indole, Cameroonian staple. Three, I'll probably say salmon. Salmon and grilled chicken. So that's 3 and 4. And 5, it's probably gonna sound like a Jim Bros list, but eggs. You can never ever go wrong with eggs. Never ever go wrong. Either eggs or there's this Cameroonian dish. It's like beans and corn with some palm oil mixing. It's called conchaf or conchaf. It's very good. You should try it even. Because I know you're in Dallas right now. Probably have hella Cameroonians that sell that shit. It was one of my favorite dishes growing up. Yeah.
Who is your favorite artist right now? Your top 2 artists right now.
My top two. Mm, I'd probably say one, Nipsey Hussle, and then two is a hard one because I really listen to like so many artists in a day. I don't really know who's my favorite. But two is probably Jay Chino from DMV Underground Song. Y'all don't know who that is, please check him out.
Can you give
Makes
me one
amazing
song? Can
music.
you give me one song from each artist that people should listen to?
Nipsey Hussle, Run It Up. Is it Run It Up? Or Forever on Some Fly Shit. You probably heard that second one on TikTok. And then for Jay Chino, I would say DIE or World Tour. That's probably my 2 favorite songs from him right now.
That concludes episode 3 of Surface to Substance with Rich.
Thank you.
Amazing guest, very insightful. Maybe probably the most self-aware guest I've had. So, hey guys, the episode ended a bit prematurely over there, but thank you guys for watching episode 3 of Surface to Substance. I appreciate sincerely all the support that's been given. And like my brother Neffy said, it's a Surface to Substance summer. The summer is mine, and we're gonna keep it up. Peace.